Hello everyone, Reverend Deanna Cox here. It's good to be back. If you've missed me the last couple weeks, I have been sick, but I'm feeling much better now and ready to come back to work this week. I'm here at this beautiful oasis in the town of Killam because I want to talk about this Sunday we're talking about rhythms of life, and there is so many rhythms that you can see and hear just in the background behind me. We are rapidly progressing into the season of fall, and our seasons are a rhythm that we follow, a rhythm in creation. You can hear the sound of a train and vehicles, and the noises that they make are even rhythmical. The sound of the tires on the ground is much of a rhythm. The migration of the birds is another rhythm. As we walk, that's a rhythm. There's so many. The rhythm of the growth of a tree. Trees have the circles, and it's like a rhythm of nature. And so I thought it was very appropriate topic as we are in midst of the season of creation in the church year. We are transitioning from summer rituals and rhythms to back to school, back to work, fall, winter rhythms, beginning of extracurricular and things like that. We are always constantly being bombarded with the rhythms of life in birth and death and sickness, illness and well-being, and all those rhythms that we have going on in our communities and in our own lives. We have the rhythm of music that inspire and draw upon, and so I just thought it was a very timely and appropriate topic. And so I'm sure I hope that I've inspired in you to start thinking of and noticing the rhythms that are around you as we approach Sunday and explore it a little more. I was wondering what kind of scripture could go with this, and a colleague just posted a reflection on the story of Noah and the flood out of the book of Genesis, and I've put the verses in the description because it is a long story and there's just snippets of it in different places in Genesis. So we're going, if you want to read ahead of time, because we probably won't read the fullness of it because it's quite long on Sunday, it's Genesis 6 verses 5 to 22, and Genesis 8 verses 6 to 12, and Genesis 9 8 to 17. And as I said, I listed them in the description, so if you didn't get them down, you can find it there. And it's the story, we may have heard or be familiar at least with the story of Noah and the flood, and it's a rhythm as well, like floodwaters. There's a lot of places where flooding is part of the rhythm, the cycle of the nature. We also are seeing in our world that it is becoming, cycles of more extreme weather, like severe flooding, are becoming more common, whether that's our new rhythm or whether that's something else. We will leave for now, but they are things that we can notice and be aware of. Even going back to like the cycle, like broad, long cycle of like the Ice Age, and so there's elements in this story that show how different cultures have tried to make sense of the rhythms that they see around them. And so there's also, like, when you think of flooding, you think of waters and tidal movement, and that's a rhythm there. And there's also the rhythm of beginning again. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I look at our world and I think, well, like, we've been here before. Why are we not learning from this? But that is part of our human rhythm, is we learn and we fail, and we learn again and fail. And so this story of Noah and the flood and the promise is a reminder that we have that opportunity to begin again. It's a story of faith and betrayal and disaster, but also redemption, and that chance to begin again, to be renewed in our faith, to recommit ourselves to being God's people. And so there's such a richness in this topic, and I thought, the newsletter will be coming out, and we've had several people share some stories of their summer rhythms, and I'm deeply grateful for that. Sandra was overwhelmed, actually, which is much more fun than having to draw out stories like pulling teeth. So thank you to everyone who submitted. If you didn't get a chance and you want to submit a story of your summer adventures, please do so, because we can put it in the next newsletter, because there are nice ways to share this with people who are not able to come and gather with us in person, so that they can still be a part of the rhythm of our community. So the newsletter will be coming out with the stories of our summer rhythm, and also kind of a schedule of what's going to happen in our fall rhythm. And so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, and we have Sundays starting again more routinely, and yeah, it's just been a really good time to think about rhythms. I see so much harvesting going on, and I remember swathing. You get into that rhythm of it. Even just the way that we plow and work the fields is sort of in itself a rhythm. And so take some time in this week to notice the rhythms around you and to cherish them, to be aware of the pieces that you want to hold on to as we go into this next season. And yeah, take care. God bless you, and hopefully we will see you in person on Sunday. And yeah, till next week, reflect on rhythms.